Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Rainier Avenue Radio presents All Music, All Day Saturday. Music, all day Saturday.
This is Edwin Bailey, Bulldog Blue.
Jazz from the Cabinets.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Start Time.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pierce. This is Start Time.
Saturdays, all music, all day. Reggae Hour, K-Fox Night.
Looking for the perfect beat? Yeah, it's the beat of the box.
Fresh Juice with D-Money in the group.
Myself, D-Money. Nice Size Patrol.
This is Spencia, the Northwest Rap Gang.
DJ Medina, Chad Cheddar, Northwest Rat Gang.
Sergio Lacour's Love Line.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Going to the phone lines. Hello, who we talking?
Sea Monster Radio, Mo Jams. It's your jam.
We're live. Welcome to Mo Jam Mondays. This is KZ of KZ Music Media. Caller Goddess for Mo Jam Mondays.
Just my opinion. God is inspiration all day and all night. Saturdays on RainierAvenueRadio.org.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. RainierAvenueRadio.world.
That's my noise.
Peace. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit kingcounty.gov.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio,
your community radio station.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money. This is Tina Lombard. I'm with Bank of England.
And I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Yes, and today, yes. So we've got our beautiful colors of fall behind us because yes, it is October. It's October 3rd, and everything is changing colors. And this is behind me is Maroon Bells here in Colorado, kind of by Aspen. And yes. So it's just one of the most treasured places here. So, but today we're going to be talking about National Hispanic Heritage Month, and we've got two very special guests with us. They're going to talk to us a little bit about Hispanic Heritage Month and what it means to them. And V, why don't you go ahead and introduce your guests?
Edgar Solaris is with Grunde Radio here in Seattle, and he's also been in real estate, just been a big part of the community for years. Yes. And you, who's your guest?
My guest is Miss Joella Vazquez, and she is also part of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Agents here in the United States. She is one of the event coordinators for the Denver chapter. So she's going to be talking to us. She's from El Paso. She grew up on the border, and she's going to tell us about her experience as being growing up as a Hispanic here in the United States and going into real estate. Yes.
Yeah, huge part of the population everywhere, especially in our two markets, I think. Denver was really surprising how large the community is there, but it's an ever-growing community. It's not going to go away. We need to embrace the culture, the traditions, and it's so similar to the Filipino culture, right, Tina?
Very much so. That's why our last name, that's why my maiden name is Antonio, or my, and the Hispanic culture actually has been shared through the Philippines, so they're very close and dear to our heart. So some of their culture actually is very reminiscent of the Philippine culture.
So after the break, we'll go into what they have to talk about for the celebration, the month-long celebration for the Hispanics.
Yes. So what is real estate, Violeta? What's going on in the market today?
Well, let me tell you what's happening with our inventory for the month of September. I actually got some numbers, new numbers for you. And in King County, let's start there. Active listings, we have 358 listings, pending 229, and sold in the past week 317, an average price of $1,102,000, which is a little bit less than what we had last year. $1,136,000 was what the average sales price was. So down like 3%. In September for King County, days on the market, we were looking last September, 12 days on the market. This year it doubled up, got 2 weeks into days on the market at 26 days. And then percent of the list price, 106% last year. Again, as I've reported in the past few weeks, 100%, we're getting what we want. Nothing is going over right now, and nothing is selling for less than the asking price. And then we're looking at showings per listing, 15 showings last year, 9 showings this year is the average. And so 6 showings less than last year. And then showings to pending. So if you got a house that you're showing right now, it'll take like 22 showings last year and 19 showings this year, difference of 3 showings to get to that pending category. And in Pierce County, we're looking at, in the past week, 172 homes are actively listed, pending 81, and sold 189 at an average price of $625,000. Last year was an average of 576. And in September, for days on the market for Pierce County, 13 days. Last September, 26 this last month, percent of the list price, 106% versus again 100% this last month. Showings per listing, 15 showings versus 9 this year, and then showings to get to pending, 22 last year and 19 for this last month. And last but not least, Snohomish County. Last week we show 151 active listings, 102 went pending, and 170 homes sold at an average price of $827,000 versus $816,000 last year, just slightly lower last year. And then the days on the market for September, 14 days last year, 26 this past September, up a little bit again, around 2 weeks difference. And then percent of the list price, 106. That seems to be the magic number last year. And then 100% this year. So, showings per listing, 15 showings last September versus 9, slightly down from last year. And then showings to get to pending, 22 last year and 19 this year, September. So there you have it. That's our inventory for the market.
Great. Well, I'm gonna get very quickly. We only have about 2 minutes left, but really quickly for the mortgage rates. The mortgage rate right now, 30-year average is at 8.478. That's right, good people out there. 15 years at 7.523, and a 10-year ARM is at 8.255. So those of you who are waiting for the rates to go down, it doesn't look like you're going to get any satisfaction anytime soon. It looks like the rates dropped a little bit yesterday before the fall. They dropped from 8.1%. They went down to 8.1%, but they're back up to 8.4%. So let's go to the Nerd Wallet. Nerd Wallet, they've got 5 or 6 different advertisers here on mortgages. And, it's a little bit of what's going on here. You've got Farmers, Bank of Kansas City at 7.5, Simplest at 7.77, and let's go all the way up to NBKC Bank at 8.15. So, if you've got somebody quoting you 8%, that's probably right on target, 8.125. You maybe ask for 1 point down or a 2 point buy down. Maybe you can get to 7.75. But that's it for the mortgage update. Things are not looking too good for the rates to go back down, but go ahead and get your house anyhow. Okay. So anyways, we want to say thank you for listening to our update, but stay tuned right now. After the break, we're going to come back around. We're going to talk about National Hispanic Heritage Month. So V, you want to introduce your guest?
Yeah, here in Seattle, we have Edgar Solaris. He's with La Grunde radio station, and he's been involved in real estate for a number of years prior to getting into broadcast media. And he knows so much about the Latinos here. So it's pretty interesting to get his take on what's happening in the Seattle market.
Hello, everybody. My name is Edgar Solaris, and I'm a guest here for this show. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. And I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Joella Vazquez. And she actually was the president of the Asian Real Estate Association here in Greater Denver a couple of years ago before I came. And now she is part of NAHREP, which is also the Hispanic real estate organization. But Joella, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Tina. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. She's also a Coldwell banker, and she's been in real estate for how many years, Joella?
Oh, going on 13.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yay, Coldwell banker.
I know, Coldwell banker in the house.
I didn't realize it. Okay.
So Edgar, maybe you can start off, and then we'll go to Joella. So tell us a little bit about Hispanic Heritage Month and what it means to you and the importance of it.
Well, the important things of the Hispanics here in the United States, especially in Washington State, that's what I'm at, is growing. It's growing so big. And nationally, we are the number 10 market in the United States because the number of Latinos here, and mainly 50% are Mexican descent. And it goes from there to Central Americans and other nationalities, but we are growing in every aspect of the Latino community.
Very good. And Joella, tell us about what it means to you.
Well, for me, I think it means unity, really coming together culturally. And it's not necessarily if you're Hispanic or Mexican or, South American. I think it's the Latin community as a whole. And I have found, everywhere we go, we find each other. It doesn't matter if you're in Seattle, Washington, in some remote area of the U.S., we are there, and we are there in numbers, right? And we're there working hard, and we're doing all the jobs that people don't want to do, and we're hungry, and we're here to, really a better life for our family. And that's what I find with a lot of, especially first generation Hispanics and Latinos that are here. And so to me, just being in real estate, it's all about how can I empower these people that I come across. And so one of the things that I'm doing with my business this month is, and I just referred Tina to a young gal, and she's Mexicana. And so I'm gifting them. If you engage me this month, I will gift you $1,000 as a closing gift, cash, because a lot of times, they need it. They need it to move. They need it to their closing costs or whatever. And just being in the market that we're at, just really helping them by giving back. And so I'm personally gifting them.
That's great.
$1,000 cash.
That's insane. Well, in Colorado, about 22% of the market is actually Latino. Latinos actually are significantly younger in Colorado State. The average age of a Latino here in Colorado is 28 years old. And there is approximately 74% of Latinos in Colorado are Mexican. So yeah, that's some interesting facts here, but yes. So this is great. So as far as Hispanic community, the buying power for housing is amazing. And it's basically, they're underserved and it's kind of untapped. So Edgar, tell us a little bit about what you're finding in the Hispanic market for the Hispanic borrower buying a house.
What I notice now is that we are talking third and fourth generations of the Latino community. And these ones are, a lot of them, I can say maybe like about 60, 70%, they went to college. And
That's right.
And they still listen to the Hispanic music, but they are kind of like doing the crossover to the English language, and they're buying homes, and they're not buying just homes for 200, 300. They're buying $250,000, $3 million, $1 million in some, and because they are business owners. And I found out that some guys, they own more than 3 restaurants, and then they need to have a little coaching where to go, where to send the kids to the school for better schools. And then it's interesting when they start asking those kind of questions. And sometimes the people think, okay, they work in a restaurant, they don't have the money. No, they do.
Yeah. So you feel a bit of discrimination to a certain extent.
Yes, exactly.
When they do apply for a loan or buy for a house. What sort of things have you been seeing besides just
the things I've been seeing is that they start moving pretty much everywhere in the state of Washington, and neighborhoods that used to be dominant by Caucasians. Now they are there, and then they're blending with the community. So now in Washington, it's very hard to say the Latinos are in that corner or in that corner because they are everywhere. And so they are pretty much like you mentioned before, we are everywhere. And then that's what we are. You turn around and you can see that they have houses in the islands of Washington. You can see it in the prime neighborhoods. They're there because they have the money and they have the power to buy.
Right. Well, so I know I'm second generation Filipino, and Joella, talk about what generation you are, and talk about some of the challenges you see from people who are first generation or 15th generation.
Yes.
Good, Joella.
Oh, yeah. So, my grandparents migrated from Mexico into Texas. I was born, in El Paso, Texas. But what I'm noticing is that there are definitely 2 classes of the Hispanic community. Edgar, there's we're seeing a lot of those here, Hispanic community here in Denver, Colorado, who are second and third generations, and they're restaurant owners, and they own businesses, and they're buying those 800 million and up dollar homes. But there's also another class, which is the workforce, and especially here in Colorado, where we have the mountain cities with all the skiing, the mountains and the lodges and the hotels, and there's a big workforce community here that is very underserved. And just like you in the Washington State area, Colorado, I think, is the most expensive non-coastal state for real estate. Non-coastal. So it's really hard. The Hispanic community is getting pushed out to go further and further, and they're forced to drive 2 hours to work in the snow because they cannot afford a home. And it's really a problem in our country. And it's not just Colorado, it's across the board. I think every state and city, we're all kind of seeing that trend. So my San Novice, as you can see back here, is a company that it's my husband's company, our company, and we are building attainable workforce housing by building modular. So and that's been really great. Yeah. So it's a lot more cost effective, and the time you save on the time if the house goes up in 3 weeks once your infrastructure's in. And so really we're just trying to find solutions to keep some affordable. I really like to use the word attainable because it's really across the board. It's not just for workforce, it's for retirees, it's for first-time home buyers, but mostly we're focused on the workforce because if we need them here. If they can't find a place to live, they're going to go elsewhere. And then, it hurts our employment in our state.
Right. So, so Joella's answering the call. So yeah, Joella? Violeta?
Yeah, I wanted to say through the years, I started, before I got into real estate, I was in broadcast media sales and I ran a few radio and then a TV station here. And those numbers here in the state of Washington for Latinos is escalating. And I've always said back then, it's not going to go away. We have families here. First thing they need to buy is a mattress because when they come into the country, because they need to sleep to get ready for work the next day, but they work multiple jobs.
Yeah.
And as far as living, they are multi-generational in homes. They combine income in order to afford some of these homes because they are working hard at many different jobs. Some, like the dad might be a construction worker and the mom will be, in the service industry, whether in a hotel or a restaurant or, what have you, healthcare. But they seem to live together, like grandparents live in the same home as a person household with their son or daughter and their grandkids, right? And they will kick in money so that they can afford a home. And then Tina and I have gone through several I-10 situations where these people are coming in as immigrants into this country and they need a little help to get the financing supported.
So Edgar, do you have something to say? Dad?
No, I'm just saying that I'm just confirming that the I-10 is being very popular now. I can hear in my radio station the real estate agents that advertise or the lenders that they said all you need is your I-10, or the car dealers that advertise with me that they said all you need to bring is your paycheck and your I-10 and you will get a car. So it's growing and it's a lot of that stuff because they just arrived to the country and then they're in the process to move forward to become legal.
Yeah, and if I might add, and I may buy some advertising from you, Edgar, but the I-10 loan I've done for years, you can go up to 90% or just 10% down. And with the I-10, I tell people, and it actually, one of the biggest lenders in the U.S. that we go through, they told us that the I-10 loan is the most profitable. They never default. It's the lowest default loan that's out there in the mortgage market right now. With a conventional, with an FHA, VA, they do not default on the I-10 loans. And when they say I-10, we mean the individual tax identification number. Most of my clients have 800 scores because they're trying to get their social security number, so they're not playing around with their credit. They usually have businesses and they usually have a lot of cash. So I encourage people, if you have an I-10 and you have a business, you can get a home. And V can testify to this. They're easy loans, and there are people who've been here 10, 15 years. And then if you have a kid that's DACA, some of them have kids that are DACA. I'll add them on the board. Yeah. So yeah, you're right about that. So Edgar, tell us, do you see, is there a giant collective of lenders and realtors in Seattle that actually work to service the Hispanic market?
Yes, so we have Washington has the base, the Marine base in Bremerton, and that is the place where all the military people who's gonna retire or is gonna go to rest, they bring the shipyard, and then everybody got dismissed over there. Some that they retired, they decide to stay in Washington State and they live in the peninsula area. And there's a lot of opportunity for anybody who do military loans because it's a lot of military people there. They start their own business. They start working in the ship industry because that's what they know. And they stay here and some become police officers. And I noticed that when I was working with them in that area. And then they are second, third, fourth generation of Hispanic already from the service, and then they're working there. And we have Mahor in Tacoma, and then that's a big base military there. So the Navy and then there, and there's a lot of Latinos. And when you go to Tacoma noon in the restaurants in that area, you see a lot of uniform men, Latinos looking for the tacos.
Joella, we have to go. So I used to work for years right on Bridgeport Way. He's talking about, which is right in front of Fort Air Force Base and Fort Lewis. Fort Lewis.
Yeah.
And you walk on the street at lunchtime. It's all fatigues.
I love it.
The Filipino restaurant, all Filipino restaurant people, military, and then the Hispanics. You're absolutely right. A third of all my VA loans when I was in Seattle was all Hispanic. The other half was all Guamanians. It was funny, but yeah. But I mean, the military is huge, and I think you guys are the 5th largest military base in the U.S. and we're the 7th largest, or you're the 3rd and we're the 5th largest in the U.S. So the same thing here. We even got the Navy here. We've got Marines. We've got the Air Force Academy. We have a lot of military there, and you're right. A lot of people they'll go into the military. They'll be from the Virgin Islands. They'll be from Mexico. They'll be from Brazil. They'll go to the military. They'll get their citizenship and they'll marry, so on and so forth. Then after that, we'll do their VA loans, but then they would go on and start businesses, so on and so forth. It keeps going.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. The military is one way for a lot of Hispanics that do come into the United States. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I don't know how much time we have left, Tina, but I wanted to ask Joelle, what events are happening for Hispanic Heritage Month in Denver, where you guys are?
Yeah, this month in terms I don't know if there's so much real estate related events, but there's always
in
stuff
the community.
In the community.
Fiestas Patrias?
What's that?
Fiestas Patrias? There?
No, I don't know. Oh, right, which is September 3rd, right? Yes.
The 15th.
15th, September 15th.
Yeah, no, we've got
there's a lot of parties and events going on in terms of just the community getting together. We are in chili season, so I had a chili party this past weekend. I went and got my hatch chili and dynamite, and I got friends together, and we were limpiando los chiles.
Sounds good.
What about in Seattle?
No, we've got an art market going on, a Spanish art market going on, a mariachi festival, a festival de sol, Suave festival. We've got I don't know. I'm looking at 20 different celebrations here just in Denver, not Colorado. But
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's always.
How about here?
Here in Seattle, we had pretty much festivals everywhere for the last 2 weeks. We have in Bellevue, we have in Mount Vernon, because it's another city, farm city that start growing, and it's amazing how much people, Latinos, are there. And then here in Seattle, yesterday was the end of the state fair, and then we have a big celebration last weekend.
Wow!
And for the Independence Day of Mexico and Central America, so it was a big thing everywhere.
Oh, so I think of course there's Latin dancing everywhere. Every weekend there's 4 or 5 different clubs, that have. Latin huge community.
I will tell you guys, I did go to a gala it was September 3rd, and it was a Folklorico dance company.
Okay,
It was a Folklorico. They put on their whole production, and it was amazing. They had mariachis, and then to see all the Folklorico in a theater, and the dresses, and it was just an awesome show.
Colors, nice.
Yeah, the colors were so vibrant and so beautiful. And I just, I walked away from that event just thinking, I am so proud to be Mexicana. I just love my Mexican culture.
Yeah, and in November, coming up in the Latino community, the next event, Dia de los Muertos. So cool.
Yeah.
Yes. The city dedicates at the Seattle Center, which is where all the festivals happen. They dedicate a couple days for that event, and it's
nice.
Amazing. Go and see all the altars that people do, and they use a different theme, but also it's all the pictures of the people who they lost, which is really nice.
Oh yeah.
Well, before we go, real quick, Edgar, let's start. Give us your name, your phone number, and how to best get a hold of you.
My name is Edgar Solaris, and my phone number is 206-290-2969. And you can reach me there if you want to reach the Latino community in the Puget Sound.
Right.
I borrow all of them.
Okay. And Joella.
Yeah, my name's Joella Vazquez, and my phone number is 310-871-1277.
Great. So thank you for joining us. And so Violeta, we're going to say goodbye and thank you again. And see us again next week.
Nice to meet you.
This was fun. Thank you both for joining.
Bye.
See everyone next week.
Nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.